Dan juga dalam kita di dalam negara ni, ya, ada yang sinis terhadap apa yang dilakukan oleh Perdana Menteri yang menganggap seolah-olah apa yang dilakukan ini sebagai satu lucuan saja, satu yang nak menampilkan diri saja. So apa minta pandangan Perdana Menteri?
Sila Perdana Menteri.
Yang betul, saya menegaskan pendirian saya bahawa isu ini isu yang telah meragut banyak nyawa dan anak-anak, dan itu bagi rakan-rakan yang mengikuti perkembangan sangat menyayat hati, dan oleh demikian saya tidak mahu untuk terlibat dalam wacana yang sia-sia. Saya ikuti beberapa perkembangan, sebab itu saya sebut tadi, tak usahlah dipolitikkan. Masing-masing ada pendirian, mungkin sedikit perbezaan kecil tentang cara tindakan, tetapi jangan anggap ini isu yang boleh kita permainkan untuk dapat kepentingan politik. Seperti mana yang pernah disebut dalam leluhur bangsa Melayu, jangan kita mahu bina mahligai atas pusara. Orang derita, yang banyak terkorban, jangan kita mahu gunakan ini sebagai mahligai politik atas pusara rakyat. Pendirian kita sedaya upaya menyampaikan, dan hampir setiap hari hubungan dengan negara Islam terutamanya, dengan negara yang sealiran, untuk memberikan pandangan mereka. Dan kalau diizinkan sedikit saja, kerana saya diminta untuk menyampaikan juga supaya dapat diikuti di peringkat antarabangsa, yang betul izin saya beberapa minit untuk baca dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Silakan.
Dengan izin. In this hour, I must urgently cast a spotlight on the dire, escalating humanitarian catastrophe that grips the Gaza Strip. Unless we are made of wood or our hearts are cast in stone, it is impossible not to be moved, shocked, and repulsed by the spectacle of killing and mayhem being perpetrated even as we gathered here in this august house. The chilling statistics bears testimony to a tragedy of epic proportions. As of the latest report from authorities in Gaza, 8,805 Palestinians have been killed and nearly 20,000 injured. Of this number killed, 3,600 are children. Entire neighborhoods have been reduced to rubble and hundreds of thousands of homes and businesses destroyed. There's nothing, if not a grim and shocking testament to this relentless, indiscriminate onslaught of Israeli aggression, cruelty, and humanity. This is not a Palestinian-Israeli war. It is not war at all, but outright massacre of a helpless people in Gaza, who have been for the last 6 decades incarcerated in the largest open-air prison in the world. It is deliberate, calculated, and cold-blooded attempt to decimate the Palestinian people. For those who continue to think or suggest that the atrocities committed against the Palestinians affect Muslims alone, let it be reminded that the world's most ancient Christian community resides in Palestine, totaling 47,000, based on a census conducted in 2017. Palestinian Christians too have been driven out from their historic cities in large numbers, and the underlying cause is the illegal Israeli occupation and apartheid policies. In this sordid history of ongoing saga of cruelty, oppression, and genocide, Palestine's Muslims and Christian communities alike are the helpless victims. The Western media rarely present the faces of Palestinian Christians, or if mentioned, tend to convey the image of them as mere bystanders in Palestine. This is utterly wrong because Palestinian Christians have been victimized just as much as their Muslim brothers and sisters. The point I want to make here is that there are strong social, cultural, and spiritual connection with the Muslim and Christian communities, which confer on the Palestinians their unique collective identity. Nevertheless, the Zionist government of Israel is hell-bent on presenting a binary conception of the crisis, capitalizing on the notion of a besieged Jewish state being encircled by an overwhelming and menacing population of Muslims in the region, and therefore facing imminent existential threat. Let us be clear. The Zionist state of Israel is an occupying force, and as such, it carries responsibilities under international law. There are no two ways about it. We condemn terrorism in all its forms, and we categorically condemn the actions of killing innocent lives and taking women and children as hostages. By the same token, we unequivocally condemn the bombing of civilians, of homes, of hospitals, and the consequential massacre of innocent lives, children, women, and men that's being carried out day and night by the Israeli forces. These criminal acts are in clear violation of the norms of international law. The action taken by Israel, cutting off food, water, humanitarian aid, electricity, are violations of international law. Honorable members, the situation in Palestine is an agonizing reminder that the fight for justice knows no borders, and we must stand united in solidarity with oppressed people. As I stated at the UN General Assembly, the credibility of the international system itself is at stake, and we must voice our opinion and encourage others to do so in order to preserve that system which seeks to uphold peace in the world. It is a fool's errand to think that Malaysia is unaffected by what is happening in the world. We are a trading nation and actively engaged in the regional, international, commercial, and economic activities, proactively reaching out for FDIs to drive our economic advancement. So we are deeply and profoundly tied to whatever happens everywhere in the world. We have embarked on a difficult task, long ignored. But let me be clear that we remain a fiercely independent nation and will continue to express our right and our position on the issue of justice and freedom without fear or favor.